Chapter 8 Angela's POV 89% 65 vouchers. As I stepped into the familiar hallway of the company, all I felt was anger, rage and suffocation. I wanted to leave. Hell, I wanted to run away from here, but I forced myself to move. I needed the job. I kept my head down, not wanting to draw attention to myself. Usually, I always came in with Ethan. Every morning we came to work together and left together. Some of my colleagues even joked that Ethan and I would get married. I'd laughed, but Ethan had brushed it off. Those were the signs, but I kept on making excuses for his behavior. I felt so angry at myself. When I got to my desk, my work friend, Claire, noticed me and came to meet me. Her eyes were filled with worry. "Good morning, Angie. Are you okay? You look pale." I could see and feel the genuine concern for me in her voice, but I honestly didn't feel like talking. I couldn't be rude to her, so I just smiled softly and nodded. "I'm all right, Claire. Honestly, I just didn't sleep early last night." She nodded and kissed my cheek. "You need to take better care of yourself, Angie. I don't want you falling sick here." I nodded as she walked back to her desk, winking at me when she sat. I chuckled softly and turned my head back to my work. I needed a cup of coffee first, so I stood and headed towards the coffee station. When I got there, I froze. Ethan and Maya were standing there. She was laughing at something Ethan had said, and I just stood there watching them. My heart ached. Maya was laughing too loudly, a silent claim that Ethan was hers. The sight of them happy shouldn't have hurt me like this, but it did. Then, Maya's eyes flicked and landed on me. She smiled deviously and leans in to kiss Ethan's cheeks, maintaining eye contact with me. I got the message. I turned back and headed straight to my desk. I couldn't do this. My heart hurt so badly. Throughout the morning, I saw them everywhere I went. At the lobby, the walkway, the staircase. It was like they wanted me to see them. Like they wanted me to know that they were there. I knew what Maya was doing. She was staking her claim publicly, making sure everyone knew that Ethan was hers. After the lunch break, it was time for a team meeting. The project we were talking about was one I had helped Ethan brainstorm weeks ago. His eyes met mine across the table, but I looked away. He was a master manipulator. I couldn't fall for him twice. I waited for him to give me credit for the work, but he didn't. Instead, he took all the credit and pushed me aside like I was nothing. Maya sat beside him, smirking at me. They looked like a perfect couple. I felt my chest constrict. How could he? When the meeting dispersed, Ethan's gaze stayed locked on mine. "Angela, can we talk? No nicknames now." That's how broken our friendship was. I turned to look at him, my eyes holding nothing but anger. "Is there a problem, sir?" He saw what I was doing. "Angela, please don't be like this. Look, Maya is my girlfriend. You don't expect me to side with you." My ears rang. Maya, a girl he had only been dating for 2 months. He didn't even know her well enough. We've been friends since forever. I wanted to curse at him, to scream that he was a terrible, terrible person. But I kept my cool. I couldn't let him see my weakness. I stepped back, my eyes cold as I accessed him. "Noted, sir, anything 1/2, less than 15.24 Friday, January 23rd DGG. Chapter 8 Else 87% 55 Uchas. He looked like he was about to say more, but I didn't want to hear it. I turned and walked out of the room. I didn't return to my desk just yet. Instead, I made my way to the bathroom, entered one of the stalls and sat on the bathroom seat. I didn't cry even though my heart felt so full and so heavy. I was fired. I couldn't let myself break down because of Ethan again. I wouldn't allow it. I needed to find a way to survive this. Alone know how long I stayed there breathing softly. Then, my phone buzzed, and when I checked it was a message from Liam. "Liam, good morning, little Beau. Woke up to see you were gone. You didn't even say goodbye." How could I tell him that I had come to his room, but I was too busy ogling him and then fearing that I'd get caught in the act that I bailed. I shook my head and texted him back. I had to rush to work. Did you eat the toast?" His reply was instant. "Liam, yes. Thank you. But, you forgot your lunch. I'm bringing to you now." "What floor?" "Me, 16th. Just ask the receptionist for my desk. Liam, will do, Angel. I'll see you soon. I dropped my phone, my heart overwhelmed by Liam's care and kindness. I stood up and headed out of the bathroom. I needed to make sure I looked okay before he came here. Since he was a worldwide star, he'd be dragging a lot of attention to himself if he did. But he didn't care. I stood in the lobby waiting for him patiently. My stomach growled, but I told myself I wasn't hungry, even though I knew I was lying to myself. Soon, Liam arrives. He wore a black cap and looked so out of place yet so in his element as he walked, making heads turn to him. When he spotted her, she saw the boyish grin before he walked up to her, his hands tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, making her heart skip a beat. His eyes searched her face and she saw it immediately. He noticed that something was wrong. Beau, what's going on? Did someone hurt you? He asked, his eyes already scanning the building. Before I could answer, I heard a familiar voice. Maya's. As usual, she was walking with Ethan, laughing loudly against his body. Ethan sighted Liam and walked up to him. Before I could react, Liam's hands snaked round my waist, pulling me close to him. Ethan's edge. Eyes narrowed on his hands and then he looked at Liam. What are you doing here, Liam? He asked, his tone on, is there a problem, Ethan? 2 halves AD comment Archer. Share novel and remove ads.